I think I finally worked out how to go live, so I just decided to take a bit of a walk down at Luggiebank Woods today, and I'm here with Alex and Bertie, our one remaining dog, and he's been a bit cheeky today, so he probably won't be on camera that much, and we're just going to go for a walk. Bertie's trying to be in charge. Let's see how it goes. This is a Scottish Wildlife Nature Reserve. It's quite bright in some places. I don't know if you can see that down there. That's the Luggie water. And it flows all the way through Cumbernauld and down out the other side through North Lanarkshire. You'll probably get a better view along here when we're in the shade. There's been a lot of rainfall recently after a really dry spell. There's lots of little springs that come down off the hillside. It's quite boggy on this bit, but I just want to show you the water down here, and then we're going to climb up to the viewpoint and we might see some buzzards. As I said, Bertie's being a bit cheeky, so he probably won't be on camera. He keeps trying to eat a lot of grass and chase things, so he's on a long line. You can see how clear the water is. I'll just get a little bit closer down here. I don't know if you can make it out, but you can see all the pond weeds going over the ledge there. And this is a really cool swimming spot in the summer when it's really hot. At the moment it's a bit cool, but you can go down. There's a mini beach with some muddy sand that goes back to the other waterfalls down there. But here's Bertie and Alex, and we're just going to climb up to the viewpoint. So due to all the dry weather and then the sudden wet spell, everything's grown up really quickly. I would say even in the last couple of days, everything's grown a few centimetres. So for those of you tuned in right now, because there's about 15 people, this is central Scotland, about 20 miles north of Glasgow, just in the town of Cumbernauld in North Lanarkshire. This is where I live. This is Luggiebank Wood Nature Reserve. We're just walking up to the viewpoint. It'll take you up onto the land by Palace Rig Country Park. The noise you can hear in the background is my little dog. He keeps trying to get off the lead. There's lots of garden escapes here, these Welsh poppies. And there's a farm just over there. So what I'm really hoping is when we go through these little thicket of hawthorn and blackthorn, I can show you an awesome view. This is a bit of an impromptu live, so I haven't really planned anything. There could be loads of rubbish up here from people having picnics, but hopefully not. Whew. It's really humid. Check these out. Here's some speedwell, and I don't know what the little yellow flowers are, but there's so much biodiversity up here. So the hawthorn's just finished flowering. Ooh. And here is a boggy meadow. So there's usually deer and rabbits on the other side of here. And then that's a field that sometimes has sheep in. I think there are actually. Yay! Sheep. Get you a good view across. So I'm currently facing towards Green Gares and Airdrie, and Palace Country Park would be to my left. The rolling hills of North Lanarkshire. This is Cumbernauld. Sorry Sophie, I've just seen your message. This is Cumbernauld in North Lanarkshire, about 20 miles north of Glasgow in Scotland. And this is the top viewpoint on the Scottish Wildlife Trust Nature Reserve. And where I'm standing right now, we're looking back down towards Cumbernauld. You can't really see it because the trees are in the way, but the town centre and everything's on the hill opposite. I'll see if I can zoom in and show you. Sorry for breathing quite heavily, it's quite muggy up here because everything's humid from the rain and then the little patch of sun we're getting. So yeah, in this direction here is Cumbernauld town, and then where I am now is Luggiebank Woods along Stirling Road. It's by World of Wings. Usually, in fact, I think there might be one in the distance, but it's too small for you guys to see. There's a pair of deer here, and then in this stand of trees here, there's a Scots pine in the middle of that, and that's where the buzzards live. And then the kestrel usually uses that Scots pine. I don't know if you can make it out in the grass. The path that goes up here, and you can actually follow the deer track that goes up by this fence in the distance, and it takes you all the way to the brow of the hill, which is Palace Rig, and that's Palace Rig Road going along the brow of the hill there. But the reason I wanted to come up here today is because everything that you can see in front of you, like 90% of this, is going to be turned into half of a housing estate, and the housing estate goes here, and the new boundary road is where I'm standing, up against this stand of trees there, and even more over the other side of the road, like up and over the brow of the hill. It's the size of almost 54 UK sized football pitches, and it's supposed to be housing for Cumbernauld, but they're only doing 20 out of 25% of it is going to be social housing. Oh, hi there, I've just seen you. So this is in Scotland, but it's not the part of Scotland you probably know. This is central Scotland, so we're 20 miles above Glasgow. And as I was saying there, all of this unfortunately is going to be turned into housing. So there'll be a new boundary road, I'll just point the camera in the direction, going all the way along that line of trees to the left to where I'm standing, and then up here to where that fence and these trees are here, and that'll be a dual carriageway boundary road going all the way around the site, which is the size of 54 football pitches. And this nature reserve on the left here is Scottish Wildlife Trust, but unfortunately if you look at the documents on the planning application, around 50% of the trees are going to be destroyed and not replaced. So that's the view from up here. Just for those new people on the stream, I will show you their field again, quite good hills and stuff. The clouds are looking fantastic today. Some suspicious sheep. There we go. And that's looking over towards Green Gares and Airdrie in that direction. Small towns in North Lanarkshire, Scotland. So where we're going to go now is just down here, and we'll go back the way I came because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get a signal, because the main nature reserve is actually in a gorge. So there's rock walls on each side covered in moss. So we're just going to go back through this thicket of blackthorn and hawthorn, and that's my partner Alex and my little puppy. He's a Birmingham terrier. Yeah, as I said, we're in the middle of nowhere. So the signal isn't that good. I think it's 4G here. Into the gorge, and I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to be able to film. It seemed to be up. It's very slippery because the grass is all wet. But I won't be talking too much because I want to concentrate on coming down this slippy hill, but also I want you guys to hear the amazing birds that we've got here. As I was saying on the way up, these yellow flowers are Welsh poppies, and they're not actually native in this area. As you can imagine, they might be native in Wales, which is completely another part of the UK, but they usually come here from garden escape, which means that someone's planted them in their garden and the bird or the wind has dispersed the seeds, and they've unfortunately made their way into the nature reserve. But it's an absolutely fantastic day here, and we're just going to go back down these long steps. Hopefully I'll be able to show you the rest of the Luggie water, and we'll walk all the way back to the car without the stream dropping out. Oh man, there's so many midges flying in my face. These stairs are quite slippery. This stream has only been made possible because I was able to afford a new phone. So I've got a Google Pixel 9a, whereas before I had some really weird Chinese phone. I can't even remember the make now, and it was just absolutely rubbish. Like the signal on it was bad. Oh, this is really slippy. The signal on it was bad. The camera was awful, and I'd only bought it originally outright so that I could have the camera on it. So I just decided to save up and get a Google Pixel 9a, and I think you'll agree that the camera quality is actually really good considering there's hardly any signal down here in the gorge. Here we go. So yeah, this bit's always really boggy at the bottom of the stairs because everything runs down it like a waterfall. And you can see this is a really old beech tree, and that fell down years and years ago. I mean, I've been living up here since 2012, and it's always been like that since I've been down. So here's the main waterfall. Should be careful. Earlier, on a sunny day, it's really nice to go down here and paddle. And there's all of this muddy kind of slaty shale that breaks off. So it's a really weird surface to walk on because it's not like walking on hard bedrock. And you can see the colour of the water as well. There's quite a lot of iron ore around here, and obviously lots of peat because we're in Scotland. So everything that filters through the hills ends up in there, and that's why the water looks a bit of a strange colour, almost like tea. Hopefully my signal holds out. If you have any questions, anyone, I'll try and catch your messages. The sun's reflecting off my phone screen, and it's my first time I've been able to go live, so please bear with me. Welcome to Cumbernauld in North Lanarkshire in Scotland. Coming for a walk with me along the Luggie Water, which is our local river. As up here they call it a burn, but this is quite wide, so I think it's considered a river. would say guess how many birds you can hear, but you can probably just hear my footsteps and then the water. So earlier we had some tree creepers, a wren, and down here there's usually some white-throated dippers. It's one of the main things you can hope to see here, and they jump in and out of the water and go on all of the rocks. And many a time I've gone down onto this bit when the water's not been as high. It's like a mini beach. And then on all of these rocks here, they'll be sunning themselves or jumping in and out of the water. If you ever fancy coming here, it's entirely free. There's a tiny little parking area on just off Stirling Road in Luggiebank Village, or you can walk down from Greenfolds train station, because this is just one end of the nature reserve. Look at these bluebells. I know that in a lot of places the bluebells have been dying off. We've still got quite a few up here. There's lots of little flies going in and out of the white stitchwort flowers. Oh, there's a hoverfly down there. That's the gorse that's finished flowering as well. We haven't seen many butterflies yet. Oh, talking of which, I think there's 2 on those orchids. Yes, 3, 4. Wow, they weren't here on the way up. Small whites, getting all the nectar. It's absolutely covered. That's crazy. There must be about 10 butterflies everywhere. I think it's because the sun's only just come out, to be honest. When I was walking through this bit the first time, it was quite overcast. So hopefully if my battery and the signal hold out, I'm going to be able to show you a little place along here called the Upside Down Tree. That's just what we call it. It's a beech tree that's grown out of the side of the rock, and where it's come out under this overhang bit is actually growing upside down. So the roots are in the air and the branches go to the water. Oh, even more butterflies through there. If you saw the video on my channel, which was the family of ducks, they're usually on this bit. And there's also some trout in the shadows. I don't think you'll be able to see it today. The water's been quite disturbed by all the rain. The last trout I saw along here, they're brown trout, and it was about 12 centimetres, 10 centimetres. Which is quite good for this time of the year, because last year it was really bizarre. There was lots and lots of rain, but the Luggiebank was, the Luggie water was quite low. So we ended up with really small fish. These trees came down during Storm Erwin, but they haven't quite dammed it off yet. So if anyone's got any questions for me, just feel free to type them, and if I can see them on the phone screen, I'll answer them. I'll be prepared for Bertie to start squealing in a minute because there's some other dogs up here. Oh, here we go.